Yo, mute, Tony. Yo, mute. Yo, mute. Yo, mute. Yo, mute. You on mute.
I,
You
I,
on mute. You on mute. You on mute.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm here now. See, I think I'm having a little bit of a technical issue.
Yep. Yo. This is what happens. This is what happens when you work hard all week, Tony. Check your mute. You still on mute.
Yeah.
There
I
you go.
think I'm back right now. I think I'm back.
Hey man, that
Am
happens.
I back,
Hey,
man?
when you work like you had this week,
Am
man,
I
that
back,
happens. You back, bro. You back. You back. You in there. We got it.
I'm telling you, man, lots and lots of things have been happening, man. Man, it hasn't been on a personal level. It hasn't been an easy week for me. It has been a very, very, a very, very busy week for me. But mentally, it's been mentally draining for me. But I'm here right now, still doing the show. Still keep up those, just keep up the face and just keep going. See. Here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to the show, and we are live. See ya, ladies and gentlemen. See, it's the transfer show. Yeah, and today on the transfer show, I got my partner in crime. Yeah, this guy. You guys, you all know him on Tony Clark Gunner TV. One of our favorite brothers down here. Yeah, no other person than the guy from the southern side of life. Yeah, across the Atlantic. Guys, welcome. No other person than Matt Auden of the Southern Gunner channel. My brother, you're welcome to the show. Po. Oh!
And ladies and gentlemen, he just like this off of camera, by the way. He just like this off of camera, by the way. Tony, what's going on, brother? Always good to see you, man. I had a week off this week, man. I enjoyed finally getting some rest for a change, man, and I'm just glad to be here, brother. I've got some interesting takes that I've been sitting on. I hadn't been saying much, but I'm going to unleash today, so I'm ready to roll.
You're going to unleash it today, right?
Yep.
See, Matt. Yeah, let me take you through how much this week has actually changed my mind about Arsenal. I know this will come across as a little bit of a dicey one with you, but you know what, man, man, I'm looking at this transfer window, yeah, and I'm saying to myself, Arsenal is doing great business. See, I can't believe what I'm saying right now. Yeah, Arsenal Football Club is doing great business in the first 2-3 weeks of the transfer window. My Adam, I'm shocked. My Adam, are you shocked the way that I am shook to the marrow about how Arsenal have conducted the transfer business?
Brother, it is I hadn't seen us move like this in a long time, man. I probably say last time I seen us move like this would have had to be in the 90s. Back when David Dean, Peter Hillwood, the old gang, back when they were here. You can say what you want to say about Kai Havertz. They spent the cash. They spent the money on Declan Rice. No matter how we got him, we spent the money, we got him. Timber. The check has been cut on Timber. We sold up Saliba. We sold up Saka. We sold Xhaka, which was one of the best pieces of transfer business we've done in 40 years. That right there, getting Xhaka out the club was just that alone. That alone. Yeah. That made me ecstatic to get Granit Xhaka out this club. I can't tell you the joy that I have that he is finally out of this football club. Yeah. Let me say this, Tony. I'm gonna say this. Y'all know you all know. Y'all know how I work. I'm finna drop this hammer on y'all. I've been sitting on this all week. You're gonna get it first, Tony. I am thrilled with the transfer business that Arsenal has done. You know why? There's one reason why I'm thrilled that we have done the business. Would you care to know why I'm so happy about that?
I want to know, brother Matt. I want to know. That's why we're
Oh
here.
yeah, my boy Dale Boy Carl Ross in the chat. Here y'all go, fellas. Because now that the business has been done, Tony, Arteta, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. This season, you got players. You got Declan Rice. We have spent top dollar, almost $1 billion spent in the last couple of years here. It is time to produce. It's time to produce, Tony. When you spend the money that we have spent over the last few years, now, especially with this $105 million, when you start spending triple figures on players, there has to be some type of, you got to start producing. You have to start producing. The money has been spent. Shout out to Gary in the chat this morning, brother. The money has been spent. The players are being brought in. The philosophy must take hold. We don't have 4 or 5 more years. We don't have that. He doesn't have that luxury this year with me, Tony. This year is put up or shut up. Either you are the man for the job or you are not the man for the job.
Yeah.
And that is my expectation. This is why I want quality players in. I want a quality team. I don't want any excuses next year, Tony. I don't want any excuses. I don't want them to go, well, we still don't have get what you need now. And let's make it happen. Based off of last season, Tony, based off of last season's performance, I expect a better performance. As you say, I expect the Mickey Mouse Cup. This FA, this Community Shield coming up here in several weeks. That needs to be talked about. That needs to be on the line starting in a couple weeks. That's a tone setter for the season. That's a tone setter. I told you season's gonna start. We're going right into the fire. We're gonna go right into the fire in the 8th game of the season. We're looking right there at City. The tone has to be set. We have psychologically this year, Tony. We have to set the tone. See, we're doing it with this transfer window. We're going out, we get players, we buy, we link to this player, we link to that player, we moving bit, This is the year of philosophy. Will the manager's philosophy take hold this year? Does he have a philosophy this year? We are going to find out this season, Tony, what time it is, where we're headed. This is it. This is it right here. This is why I wanted the money spent. This is why I wanted players brought in. This is why, because see, now there is no more looking around the room. No more looking around the room. I'm gonna say this too. It was good to see those photos sent out of Thomas Partey yesterday. It was good to see those photos of Thomas Partey in that building yesterday. If he stays at this club with Declan Rice and
Midfield, we will come to that. See, Matt, that's a topic all on its own. It's a different. See, we got an hour and 30 minutes to do this. Yeah, we have all day. See, guys, if you're coming from Matt Adams' channel, please
hit the like
smash
button,
that like button. Smash that like button. Subscribe to Tony Club Gunner TV also. Yeah, of course. Please just make sure you do that. Yeah, subscribe to Tony Club Gunner TV. And those of you in Tony Club Gunner TV that are here, please subscribe to the Southern Gunners channel. Please do it because, of course, me and him will interchange in lots of programs too. So if you're supporting the Southern Gunner, you're also supporting me too. So please smash the subscribe button. Get me up to that space where me and Brother Matt could be able to do things interchangeably. You would really be helping us with that. Del Boy Gunner TV is down here. Del Boy says, Matt and Tony, what's the crack? What's the bleeding story? And think to last off. Yeah, we got all day. See,
he turned up. He turned up.
Matt, you saw the photos, of Thomas Partey in a week where we've lost a big midfield stalwart. Why I call him a midfield stalwart in Granit Xhaka, right? Is that this guy has been here for about 7 seasons, Within those 7 seasons, Arsenal haven't qualified for the Champions League, You agree with that, right? Arsenal haven't gotten the best. His performances for Arsenal has been one of inconsistencies, but yet is still a midfield general at Arsenal because the coaches, both past and both, the one that he left Arsenal with, that's in Mikel Arteta, have given him chance after chance after chance. They all believed in him. We only got one good season from him, and that was the season that he was engineering a move out of the football club. That's the season we get back into the Champions League. Would you call it a blessing in disguise? That's a different story altogether that you would have to answer to that later on. But see, yeah, one of the most experienced midfielders at Arsenal have just left the football club. We have an entirely new midfield down there in terms of Kai Havertz, because the coach has already said he's going to employ him into the midfield area, right? Good. Now, we now have a new midfielder called Kai Havertz. We now have a new midfielder in Rice. He's never been at Arsenal Football Club. So now we have two midfielders, yeah, who will be at Arsenal Football Club, entirely new. And we now have Thomas Partey, who is still there at the football club. Is Thomas Partey enough to glue this midfield together? Or do you think that it was supposed to be Thomas Partey that should have left the club for Granit Xhaka to stay? It's still causing a lot of division in the football club in terms of the fans. They're saying, oh, Granit Xhaka should have stayed back and helped glue that midfield before he could say his goodbyes. What's your take on this?
One good season does not make up for several others of a piss poor performance. The man, we for the money we got for him, I'm satisfied that he's out of here. We should have sold him a few years ago. Thomas Partey, for me, Thomas Partey is the linchpin that will work well with Rice. I'm telling you, man, that them two in midfield, I could actually sleep at night knowing that you got those two in midfield versus, Granit Xhaka, not Granit Xhaka, but
those two in midfield.
Rice, and then you're talking about Havertz and all that other stupidity. We need men in midfield. We know that Rice is coming to the table with quality. We know that when Thomas Partey is healthy and on form, we know he is a stalwart in midfield. This pairing here, because see, I don't want it to go back to where it used to be up under Wenger. Shout out to Anthony Burton. I saw you in the chat, my brother, talking about the throwback kit. We don't
Anthony
go back
Herbert,
to those.
Anthony Herbert. Big up to you, Anthony Herbert. We love you, man. We love you. Anthony, where have you been? Where in God's name have you been? Yeah, man.
We don't want to go back to these days where we didn't have a defensive midfielder and we were getting ran over in midfield, So having Partey and Rice in midfield would soothe the nerves. I really believe that it's more critical to keep Thomas Partey as opposed. Xhaka is replaceable. Like I said, one season does not make up for a bevy of piss poor performances over several years. I think, and you're going to have fans that are going to support him regardless of the fact, just because they like Granit Xhaka closed it out. Sorry about that, and I just don't think that would work well. So.
Okay, I was having an argument with some guys. Yeah, yesterday was Gunners and Mag show. Yeah, I was in this argument with these guys. We're talking about the atrocities of Granit Xhaka in this football club. Yeah, I'm of that school that he's given 7 good years. Yeah, to this football club. Yeah, but he has been one of the most inconsistent players in this football club. Also, we've gotten just one season out of the 7 seasons he stayed in this football club. Yeah. I had other fans yesterday saying that Kai Havertz is not an upgrade to Granit Xhaka. We brought in Kai Havertz from Chelsea Football Club. This guy is a genuine Champions League winner. Let's get that out there, yeah? Let's get that out there. He's coming from Chelsea Football Club, not with such a prolific record, yeah? But of course, you could attach that reasoning to different areas of Chelsea Football Club where they've had problems, managerial problems, style of play problems, personnel problems, yeah? Even his own identity, Kai Havertz, doesn't even know if it's a midfielder, if it's a striker, if he plays behind the striker, if he plays from the wings. He doesn't have a clue of his identity since he moved from Bayer Leverkusen down to Chelsea Football Club. So you can attach this to so many reasons why he hasn't hit the ground running at Chelsea Football Club. But the thing there is, it's coming to Arsenal Football Club to replace Granit Xhaka, yeah, because Mikel Arteta has already said, he's going to be a midfielder. So one midfielder out, one midfielder in. Good. And he said that he's going to play a little bit more deeper, or maybe in a slightly kind of like, in a diamond-shaped midfield. That's what we're thinking is going to happen next season. But he is the direct replacement for Granit Xhaka. Is Kai Havertz an upgrade to Granit Xhaka?
I mean,
straight talk.
If you're talking about midfielder for midfielder, no. If you're talking, especially for a defensive midfielder, because that's not what Kai Havertz is. He's not a defensive midfielder. He's a midfielder that I'm still trying to figure out what exactly is he good at. And
but is Granit Xhaka a defensive midfielder? Is Granit Xhaka a defensive midfielder?
By trade, that's what he's supposed to. Hey, by trade, that's what he's supposed to be. We know that's what he's supposed to be. It took 7 years to figure out that he was not that. See, this is the problem with the Kai. This is the problem with the Kai Havertz deal. Is that whole thing is, I feel personally it's a case of Arteta trying to put a square peg in a round hole. And I think he's just trying. It's something he's trying to do, and I hope it works out for him. I really do. I hope it works out for this team. For $65 million, we need this to work out for us. So I don't know what he's trying to do here. We need it to work out. Whatever it is, we need it to work. So we're going to find out this season what is that all about. So there's not much I can really say about Kai Havertz.
What's that all about?
Yeah. We can't until we actually see this manifest itself during the season. It's basically all speculation here. So the manager has some up his sleeve. Apparently, he saw something that we all have not seen some of us haven't seen since Leverkusen. I'm interested to see what he has saw in 3 years that I have not seen. So we're gonna find out. So I think it's fair to let's wait and see what this man is gonna perform. How is he gonna do? Do you think I would have spent $65 million on Kai Havertz? Absolutely not. Not when you saw what Zaboslai went over to Liverpool.
Absolutely.
You saw that a couple weeks ago. We've got players. Yeah,
great players out there.
Yeah, so I mean, there's several ways I would have spent $65 million, but we'll just have to see what Kai Havertz is going to do. This is one of the most baffling. Yeah, this is a baffling signing for me. It's still baffling to me. So
it's still baffling, right? Yeah. But either way, the only problem I have with this Kai Havertz signing, is that we overpaid for him. We overpaid for him. Yeah. If we're getting him for like £35 million, I would say, okay, we won on all sides. But with that kind of money, man, Kai Havertz better hit the ground running next season.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
that's
he
why
has
this
to.
season, he has to hit the ground running when you come into a football club, and we paid £65 million for this guy. He has to hit the ground running. He has to. So but again, I won't judge him. I won't judge him right now. Instead, I'll get behind Kai Havertz. I would support him, and let's see what he has to do. This signing has to pay off, man. It has to pay
when you
off.
spend $65 million on a player, Tony, when you spend that kind of money, that's a conviction payment. That's a conviction payment. That means that you are convicted that this player can and will.
That kind of performance.
You're convinced that this man is going to go above and beyond the call of duty. When you that is a massive investment. So he has to. Like I'm indifferent about the whole thing. I'm sitting here watching. I'm just sitting back here watching and waiting. Because like I told you at the beginning of the show, this year is the year of Arteta. This is the year of Arteta because now the pressure is on. And for anybody saying that the pressure is not on it and it's not fair and we should not judge him, is not, they're not looking at this logically. This is year 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 years. 5 years. 248 days at the top. Did not win it. All cup competitions thrown away. 8th, 5th, 5th. Now we're here. This is Champions League. We all want Champions League. We should be competing to win the Champions League next year. All the discussions in the talk that we have, Tony, should be Arsenal winning something. We need to win next year. If Kai Havertz is coming in at $65 million, I'm expecting him to contribute to winning. We're here to win.
To win.
We're here to win. And his mentality, if I was Kai Havertz, and I said this before, if I was Kai Havertz, he should be trying to come to prove to everybody else that he can get the job done. Because this is a critical year for his career. Because everybody's looking. This is the okay corral for him. This is it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is it. Exactly. He should want to prove everybody wrong this year. And it's going to tell me about his character this season. So we're going to find out. Yeah, we're going to find out what is going on with this Kai Havertz thing. We're going to find out.
Exactly.
Just be patient. Just be patient.
And that's why this next season is very important. Yeah, it's a very, very important season. Extremely important season. And again, with the whole dynamics there, yeah, there's this guy who just walked into the football club, yeah, because it's a transfer show. So let's get it in. Timber, guys. Julian Timber, guys. Yeah. Pope for this guy, yeah. He comes in from Ajax of Amsterdam. Is a serial winner with this Dutch giant, yeah. They didn't have such a good kind of season last season because, they dropped below Feyenoord, last season. But to be fair, you don't have to slag Julian Timber for Ajax downfall last season because Ajax had a bad season holistically, not just for Julian Timber. He actually had good displays last season. But the thing there is that he's a serial winner with Ajax of Amsterdam. I have a brother here who also likes Ajax of Amsterdam, but Matt Odom is a very, very, he's a big supporter of Ajax of Amsterdam. He watches the games too. But see here, what would you say about this guy, Julian Timber? Wilson Uwene in the charts say something here because you will have to, give us a take on that too. I believe that Timber is a massive upgrade to Rob Holding. See, guys, if you're in this show, I don't like Rob Holding. So automatically that question, it's answered, yeah? It's a massive, massive upgrade to Julian Timber. My brother, Matt Odom, Julian Timber, over to you.
Julian Timber is a solid player. The only knock I have on on Timber, he has a tendency to be extremely rare.
Yeah.
And he was like that at Ajax. He give stuff that he got away with in the Eredivisie, he won't get away with in the Premier League just based off of the refereeing. I think that he has a tendency to rush in the tackle sometimes. On the ball, he's outstanding. I can see exactly why Arteta got him.
Yeah.
He is as Willie said, he's a hell of an upgrade on Rob Holding. I mean, Rob Holding. I mean, that nothing needs to be said that y'all already don't know what I feel about Rob Holding. Timber's going to come in here. He can go across the entire back. Tomiyasu has had trouble staying healthy. He fits right in there. If we need to move him into midfield in case of break glass, in case of emergency, he can go into midfield. So it looks like what the manager was trying to do here was trying to make sure he covered his spaces.
Defensive midfielder, right?
Yeah, exactly. He can go there if he needs to.
He can go into the midfield as a defensive midfielder, right?
Yeah. I feel more comfortable of him going there than having someone, Rob Holder having to fit in there. Somebody, he's basically an emergency. It's what happened last. What the manager's doing is trying to rectify what happened last year at the end of the year where we didn't have what we needed, and so now it's trying to cover all of his bases because he can play across the back. So this is a good utility signing. I think this is a signing. I think he might actually be out to take somebody's job. And this is what I like to see. I like to see players coming into the club that can take other folks' position. I know people are saying, well, why are we spending this much? You know, yeah, it's competition.
We're talking about this competition for places. We need this at the school club. Competition for places. It's to increase productivity. It's to make these players understand that there's no favorite in this team. It's you put up or shut up. The proof is in the pudding. If you're not playing well, you have an able replacement down there waiting to take your place. See, I'll throw this question straight to you, Matt Odom. Yeah, who should be our number one right back next season? Do you want to see Jurrien Timber come in? He's just coming in from Ajax of Amsterdam. Should we throw him to the Wolves? Yeah, some people, there's this argument, that the Dutch league is a farmers league. Personally, I don't think so, but they say it's a farmers league. So let's put it like that, farmers league. Is it right? Is it just if Mikel Arteta brings him to this league? He's already here. He's met his new teammate yesterday. I saw that yesterday. He has already talked to some of his teammates, trying to integrate with them and talk with them. But see, Matt Odom, should Mikel Arteta throw this guy to the Wolves? Open Jurrien Timber to a whole lot of criticism. Open up this guy, welcome him into the Premiership by offering that space that Ben White is occupying right now. Throw him to the Wolves. Do you think that's the right thing to do? And do you think that Jurrien Timber, since you watch Ajax of Amsterdam quite well, do you think that Jurrien Timber as a player, as a young player also, do you think this guy has the right mental strength and mental capability to come into that Arsenal team, gazump Benjamin White out of that right back position, stake a claim to that position, and put up a performance in that position? Over to you, my brother Matt.
What you need to watch is the next couple of weeks in preseason. I'd say probably the Emirates Cup. I won't just say MLS because that's next week. So I'm not even gonna count that. I'd say a couple of preseason games. If he's playing him more there than he is Ben White, then all signs point to he's probably going to be starting. If Ben White is back and is back to playing, or they're kind of in and out, it's going to basically come down to who's looking the best as they lead into the last couple of weeks of practice and training. Me personally, I'll probably go with Ben White. I know it's going to shock a lot of people. I'll probably go with Ben White just based off of he's been in the position for a little while.
Let him Ben White. Why?
Yeah.
Why Ben White? Why?
Because Ben White actually, it's just going to shock people because Ben White actually performed fairly well last year in that position. So what I would do is, in this case, is I would let Ben White hang himself. And from there, then once he loses the position, now you've got Timber in, and then Timber
but he fizzled out.
But hold on, Tony. Hold on, Tony. The whole team fizzled out. Towards the end of the year. So by that right, then everybody needs to have a rotation because the whole entire team capitulated coming down the stretch. So in this case, just based off of merit, we're going Ben White. Okay, it's yours to lose. That's actually the best way I would like it because what you're going to find out the heart and determination that Timber has about performing in this team. It creates competition. He's going to allow for he's going to allow for squad rotation. We don't have to worry about that. Let's put it this way: we don't have to worry about when we're in these cup competitions now. Ben White and starters playing every cup competition. You've got players now that you can mix and mingle that are quality players that could start, that's ready for those competitions. I honestly think that Timber's probably at some point this year is going to superb Ben White for his position. But I would also say this. This is what we wanted. We wanted a players where we have these problems. We have these debates of who's starting, who's going to be doing this, who's going to be doing what. The rotation is finally happening. We need some of these players need a rest. I'll tell you. Let me throw this out there since we're talking about starting and everything.
Yeah, sure.
I'm interested to see how Reece Nielsen is going to perform this year after signing that deal.
That's a big one.
Yeah,
that's a big one.
Yeah, him and Nketiah. Because Nketiah right now, Nketiah isn't going anywhere. I want to see what those two are going to do this year. What are they going to do as far as trying to prove themselves? Because what we have now, what we have not had in a long time, and we've got competition on just about every position. We still need a right winger to compete with Saka. I still feel like we need one extra midfielder. I feel like we need one extra midfielder, and for God's sake, we need a striker. We got to have a striker. I don't know what's going on here with the striker situation, but we have got to have an out and out striker. We got to have a striker. You know, and hold on, Gary's saying don't give the man the rope, save him from himself, just play the better. Hey, I tell you what, man. Me personally, well, see, this is the thing. It's gonna take a little while for him to bed in. If he can bed in quickly and get up to speed, I'm all for Timber starting. But walking right in the door, I personally, I'm fine either way. Personally, I'm fine either way. But I can tell you this: Timber's a hell of an upgrade on Rod Holder. Let me put it like this: I can go to bed at night knowing now that if Saliba or somebody went down, or if we didn't, I'm not gonna be tossing and turning like I did with Rod Holden last year. I'm just. I don't have. I'm not worried. Like you see how cool and calm, collected I am. This is what happens when you get a player that can actually do a job. I'm not. The stress doesn't bother me as bad.
That can do the job. See, our friend and our brother here in this channel, Boxer Ishaku. That's our guy, Boxer Ishaku. Boxer Ishaku says Timber for me is like gonna be doing a replica of what Zinchenko is doing on the replica right hand of our defense. See, I know people genuinely have a problem with Zinchenko right now. I know many fans, Matt, you're one of them that currently have a problem. Maybe not totally. Because I've seen you defend him a bit, but still, you still have your reservations. And it's because of his inverted role in this team. He's meant to be a defender. You don't know if he's a defender. You don't know if he's a midfielder. You don't know if he's gazumping to take Martinelli's place in the team. You see, with all these dynamics, and that's the problem when you have versatile players, that could play in a lot of inverted role across the field of play. It becomes problematic. You don't know where the skill set really is. You don't know where they're meant to play, because Zinchenko going forward, he gives us those options up front. Hence he's been in touch and in tune with part of our goal scoring mechanism last season. But defensively, there's something wrong with how he defends. I'm not saying he doesn't know how to defend, but he's not concentrating on defending. And that's the problem when you're bringing in these players to play inverted role positions in that team. And in some sense, that's what we all know that's what Mikel Arteta wants to do with Jurrien Timber. He wants him to play in that inverted role, because Ben White is not really as a right back, but is he making those other runs as a clear inverted kind of defender? The answer is no. But that's what Timber brings to the team. See, do you want this in this team, for us to be playing with two inverted fullbacks, Jurrien Timber to the right, Zinchenko to the left? Do you want to see your defense being exposed like that when two of them kind of like push on up front to get into those inverted positions upfield that leaves enough to be desired from the opposing team to come in and hurt us or attack us? Because definitely if they push forward in that inverted role, it will open up our defense, open it up, like totally open it up for this opposition team to come there and slay us. What's your idea?
I think the whole this is how the inverted deal should work. This is the way it should work. You should put the player who's the strongest in his proper position. If Zinchenko, this is why I'm glad Tierney's still hanging around too, because Zinchenko we know can't defend. We know he can't defend. So what Arteta's gonna have to do, he's gonna have to figure out a way to put this man.
Yeah, he can. Yeah.
He cannot play defense. I'm sorry. This year, we saw it last year. It's getting proven over and over again. I would say something controversial.
Sorry, man. I have to come. You're continuing that. Is it that he doesn't know how to defend, or he has so much to do that he can't defend at that point? Because he has to run up front. He has to create spaces. He has to run up front. He has to help the team to solidify the midfield in some cases. When Granit Xhaka goes up front, he has to glue that midfield together, and then he has to run back and do defensive duties. Is it too much for a player like Zinchenko to handle all these positions? So is it that he doesn't know how to defend, or there's so much for him to do in that team that renders his defending useless? They're two different things.
TC, the thing here is the man was never a defender. He was a midfielder that was moved into an inverted role. I mean, that he should not be playing defense. If anything, he should be playing in Odegaard's position, playing with Odegaard. He should be coming off the bench for Odegaard in games to keep stuff going. That's his strength. His strength is not defending. We have a left back that has the strength of defending. Yeah, Kieran Tierney. We have one. He's there. Use him. I'm going to say this too. I'm going to be controversial. If Zinchenko's output is not better than last year's this year, we need to sell him and move on. We need to get into the habit of, if the player is not up to snuff 2 or 3 years into the game, we need to do just like how City, Liverpool, and everybody else does. Sell these players, man. Move them on. Get what you can get for them, and bring in somebody that can get the job done. We're trying to compete to win here. We don't have time for any more projects. Okay, cool. Timber can play in midfield if we need him. We know he can do that. We've seen him do it. We know that he can go play across the back. We've seen him do it. I don't know if I've seen Zinchenko downright defend in the back. When have you seen that? Have him downright defend, just straight out defend? No, you don't. Every team in the league knew in the second half of last season that he was the weak link. And what do? They go right down that side every time. It was just like back in the day when Bowie got paid and everybody started going to Bowie. Back in the day, as soon as you saw him, what happened? We had to get rid of him and get Sanya, somebody that can defend. Same thing here. You got to get, if it does not work, again, he has to go. Needs to be sold. He's not a defender. And people keep trying to make this man a defender when he's not. He was never a defender. He was a midfielder. That's his strength. That is his proven strength. I guarantee you, next team buys him, they'll get him and buy him for a midfielder. And he'll play midfielder and he'll produce. We keep trying to make this man a defender when he's not a defender. That was one of the main problems that we had coming down the stretch last year. That has to change this year. It has to change. It has to change.
But if we keep, but again, yeah, okay. So what is the best way to utilize Zinchenko? Because he's not going anywhere.
Midfield.
He's going to stay at the football club. That's certain.
Tony, midfield.
Where do we put him? What should happen to Zinchenko?
He needs to be in midfield. If he's not starting, he needs to come off the bench for somebody in midfield. He needs to come off the bench for somebody like a Odegaard. But then now that's going to question why did we buy Kai Havertz? See, this is what I said. The man, I got to see what's this all about. See, that whole thing there, that whole dynamic right there. So
yeah,
like I said,
exactly.
I mean, it's a mess. I'll tell you that's a mess. That's a complete mess right there. Exactly. What all you got to do?
Yeah, we don't know what he's planning.
This is why I'm of the ilk. If you want to go spend $65 million on a player, buy the player that does exactly what you need him to do right in that position. If you, Arteta has to be careful with this. Buying these multifaceted players that he's not sure that they can do the job that he's doing. Now he got Timber. That's a different ball game. We know with Zinchenko that he cannot defend. We know this. This is documented. We've seen this over and over and over and over and over. That has to change. And he can't rely on hoping that that's going to work during the season. He has to know for a fact. And Tony, we can go around, we can spin around this thing and spin up and down and turn around and dance and boogaloo and jig and all that. But the fact of the matter is that the man is not a defender. We know this. We know this. We have done show after show after show after show after show. Me and Lee have done show after show after show. Jay, we know that. We've documented. It's well documented that he is not a defender.
Yeah.
We have a defender on payroll. We have one. We have a Scott that's on payroll that can do exactly what he needs to do right there in that position.
But again, is Kiriantani? See, does Kiriantani, is he in the right space mentally to come back after last season? Yeah, we saw the end season displays from him. It wasn't something to write home about. Of course, he is match rusty. I do understand this, but does he have the mental capacity to come back, bounce back, and put in a shift in that left back position?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't he? The problem, Tony, was he wasn't getting the game time. He wasn't getting the quality game time. Look at the end of the stretch. I mean, we cut show after show asking why is this man not starting? Why is he not starting? You cannot. It's no different than we had a discussion about Pepe. When you have a player in that in out, or they sparingly play, he's not prepared. He's not sorted out. This man needs to be. We have a squad now. There's no reason that Tierney shouldn't be starting these games this year. Some of these games this year. There's no reason, especially with how robust the team is now. There's no excuse. This is why I said this season there's no excuse, Tony. It's win or get out. It's one of the two. Win or get out. This is it. This is it.
Yeah.
The only other way. I saw Lucas drop something in the back. And 3-5-2. Yeah. That's the only other way I can see it working is if we go 3-5-2.
It could work. 3-5-2. It could work. Also. But I'm also looking at Arsenal playing a diamond shape midfield next season. I literally see it coming. You have a problem with that?
I just told him when you spend.
So how do we accommodate Kai Havertz? That's the
problem. You see, I was just getting you see you going right back.
How do you accommodate him? Because you cannot bring in a 65 million pound player. I put him on the bench. See? How do you accommodate Kai Havertz into that team? And the only literal way I'm seeing them put him there is through a diamond-shaped midfield with Odegaard and Kai Havertz and Declan Rice tucked in deep in that middle, who could also be a box-to-box kind of player. But when it's going to be going box-to-box, we still need... Man, I don't know, man.
65. This is why. See, now you finally started. See what I'm saying? $65 million for a player. You don't know where to play him. You don't know what to do. My biggest fear with this Kai Havertz thing is that this boy's going to be a striker. That's he has to play. Now the question is, let me throw somebody there, Tony. Let me throw somebody there. Let me play devil's advocate. Let me play devil's advocate here, Tony. Let's say he comes in. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
That's my big friend, yeah. Poo. Amy in the house. DWTT in the house. Boxai Shaku in the house. Tayyib Hussein is in the house. To say hi all. Ellie Dawes Football TV is in the house. Poo. See it, guys in the chat, yeah, and in Matt Adams' channel, in the Southern Goodness channel, yeah. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel, to Tony Club Gunner TV, man. You just have to, man. Come in here, subscribe to my channel, and check us out down here too. So big ups to everyone who would subscribe to the channel, and also look at the Southern Goodness channel. Also, Matt, you were saying something, man.
Tony, this Kai Havertz thing. Let me say this. I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna sound crazy. I believe Kai Havertz and Odegaard are going to be the ones that are going to be battling.
That's something crazy to say.
Yeah, I believe
that's something crazy to say.
I believe Kai Havertz and Odegaard are going to be battling it out this year for that position. I think those two are going. And folks are going to say, "Well, Odegaard's the captain." I mean, that's the only other place I can see him fitting in. Yeah, that's the only other place I can see him fitting in. Will be over there. Because you can't have Odegaard and Kai Havertz in midfield. That is like ice cream sandwich. You can't have that, man. They'll get ate up.
It would be so weak.
Yeah,
would be
you could
extremely
mealy
weak.
mouth. That would be mealy mouth. That'd be a mealy mouth defense. So I know that's not happening. So scratch that from the ledger. It's going to either be he's the striker or he's going to be bailing out Odegaard for that position. Them the only two ways I can see it. That's the only two ways. But he's going to play $65 million. Somebody is losing their job to Kai Havertz this year.
Somebody's going to go out for him to play. He can't sit on the bench. That's the fact. He can't sit on the bench. Another way I'm seeing it, that, it totally makes sense when you say he's coming in for Odegaard, because I'm also seeing that because since Thomas Partey hasn't left the football club, definitely he's going to stay this season. So if he stays this season, I see a scenario where Rice and Partey form this, this midfield trio with maybe Kai Havertz at the top of that midfield diamond, or Martin Odegaard at the top of that midfield diamond, while of course Martinelli to the left and of course Bukayo Saka to the right. And you could just see in that way. But for Kai Havertz and Martin Odegaard to start in that midfield, it's going to be extremely weak. Who's going to be doing the running? Definitely Declan Rice will be outrun in the midfield. If Kai Havertz and Martin Odegaard plays in the same midfield trio, it's going to be weak. I don't see any way that Arsenal can be able to escape, mostly when you meet teams that are very, very physical, in the middle of the park. It's going to be extremely difficult. How do you see it?
No, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. The whole, this Kai Havertz thing is really like it is a screw into a wall. And
is it a panic buy? But is it a panic buy? Because, or is there a reason why this guy is here? Because I need to know. If you're having a panic buy, you don't panic buy with £65 million.
Yeah,
there has to be a reason.
I told you,
guys in the club, there is a reason why Kai Havertz is in this football club. Yeah. For me, I think it's a massive upgrade to Granit Xhaka. Let's get that out there, yeah? I think it is a massive upgrade to Granit Xhaka. That's number one. Number two, we overspent for this guy. That's a fact, yeah? Arsenal should have been getting this guy for like 35, 40 million pounds. That's the truth, yeah? Even 40 pounds is too much for this guy. I think 30, 35 is decent for Kai Havertz. If you put into consideration the numbers he put in at Chelsea Football Club, he only scored 7 goals last season, and the season preceding that, just 7 goals. In fact, the highest assist this guy has had on the Chelsea shirt is just 3 assists. He's not a prolific player. But again, I do think that he has won the Champions League. He has that much needed experience to come into this football club, galvanize the team, tell them I'm a winner. I would bring that winning mentality to this team. But the thing down there is that, see, this is the dynamic here, yeah? I don't think it's that guy with the numbers. This might come back to haunt Mikel Arteta and shoot him in the fit. But I just want to see the whole dynamic. I want to see what this guy, I want to see why Kai Havertz is in this football club. Actually, I can't wait for next season. That's the excitement about this upcoming season, because Arsenal fans will be able to see if Mikel Arteta is this genius that people think he is, or is this manager that is ill-experienced that many other Arsenal fans think he is. So, but where are you leaning on, Matt?
This is the, I'll say it again. Shout out TJ Warren. Good morning, brother. Let me say
TJ Warren, the American idiot. Big up to you, TJ Warren. Poo, TJ Warren in the house, in the flesh. TJ Warren, big up to you.
We have got this thing with Arteta this year. It's got to bang. I'm going to use this terminology. It has to bang this year, because if it is not, we are stuck with these players. This Kai Havertz thing, man, I'm telling you, this $65 million thing, I would have rather taken the money, the $65 million, and bought a striker. I don't understand this thing. I just don't understand it. I've wrecked my head around it. 3-5-2 is the only sensible way I could see it being done, the way you could sort all that out. But who's going to be coming back to defend? Because when you play that, you got to have somebody. Whoever's on the wing has to come back and defend. We know, like I said before,
someone to come back to defend.
Yeah, Zinchenko ain't defending. We know that. So this is why this thing is either going to sink or swim. We're gonna find out. It won't be like it was last year. It won't be like it was last year. We're gonna find out very quickly. It's gonna be very early in the season where we're gonna find out what this whole plan is. Because if it goes up the ante, then like I said, it's gonna be on the manager this year. It's on him.
Okay. Let's go into this. It's on him, right? See, guys in the chat, please, if you're from Matt Adams' channel, please make sure you subscribe to Tony Club Gunner TV and be part of this channel too. Of course, it's a transfer show. I'll be coming down to Matty's channel also. We interchange every week or every 2 weeks or so whenever I want to do the transfer show. See, Matt, we have preseason games, and in this preseason games, do you want to see people like Rob Holding still playing, Eddie Nketiah playing in the preseason? Or do you want to see our main players, the guys we bought with big money, big money moves, play this preseason so that we could use this preseason as an experiment into what is going to happen in the Premiership? Because if we don't do all the old experiment, if we don't perform this observations, this experiment in the preseason games, I don't see why we should be experimenting in the league itself. This is the time to use this preseason to experiment on whatever you want to observe, come to a conclusion, understand your first 11, understand how you want to put these players, where you want to fix them, how they're going to fix up in the whole system setup, your first 11, your first back four, your midfield. If you want to go on a diamond midfield, if you want to go pivoted midfield, in that way, who should be your striker? Who should play behind the striker? Is Gabriel Jesus your number 9? We need to know all these things. So, what do you think? Should we be using this preseason as as an outlay to be able to understand how we should fix up these players? Or do you think that us risking our players, mostly the one we brought with big money, do you think bringing them into this preseason game endangers them? Or
no,
should we just experiment?
They need to be playing. Anybody that's starting needs to be playing. TJ brought it up. I was going to bring it up later, but we have the layout for next week's skills competition in MLS. We have Nketiah, Vieira, Hine, Holden. They're all in the all-star skills competition. Why is Rob Holden still at this football club? Why has he not been sold? Nketiah is still here. He's still in the room. We got Vieira, who is still. He looks just as weak as he did. He looks just as weak as he did last year. Why is Vieira still at this club? Why has he not been on a weight program? Listen, that's a sign that he needs to be moved on. Somebody goes, oh man, give him a shot. No. My eye test tells me all I need to know with that. Nope, it's not gonna cut it. We need to out with this layout of this team. Rice should already be here. Rice should have been here last week. He should have been the paperwork. We should have been seeing him unveiled. He needs to be unveiled no later than Wednesday or Tuesday this week. He needs to be. They needs to be over with. He needs to be here. He needs to be kicking the ball. It is time to get this team sorted out going into the next season. I don't want to see everybody with 2 weeks of playing together going into the Emirates Cup and then whoever else we play, and then we got the Shield, and then we're trying to sort it all out. Because see, let's not forget, let's not play like Arteta hadn't had this problem before, where he doesn't know who his best 11 is. Let's bypass last season and go to the season before last season when he could not figure out who did what, where, and who played with what. When he does this kind of stuff, he starts to trying to figure out who's was what, and then that's where you get all those 1-1 draws, 2-2s, 3-1, 2-1. That's where you start dropping unnecessary games and stuff when you're trying to figure it out. No, he needs to be figuring it out now. And if that's at the expense of those four that I named beforehand, it is what it is. I'm sorry. We're trying to win championships this year. We're trying to win Mickey Mouse Cups. We're trying to win FA Cups. We're trying to win Shields. We're trying to win Coke and Daggers. Whatever you want to have. Whatever you want to have. We're trying to win it. We're trying to win everything.
Anything.
Anything. I want silverware in the cabinet this year, Tony. I want silverware this year. I don't want excuses. You know, and if this was something else, I would say.
Brother Matt, you just talked about silverware. Now, just listen. Arsenal, there's this report that just came in today, Arsenal Football Club has become the second team in the Premiership, that their players in the whole team is worth about £1 billion.
Billion.
£1 billion worth of assets. Arsenal is the only second team in the league with £1 billion evaluation of their assets, of the players, on-field players. And that position comes just after Manchester City, that's also evaluated around the £1 billion mark. What does this tell you? Does this put extra pressure on Mikel Arteta to deliver this season?
Absolutely, Tony. Absolutely. I mean, at this stage, unless you just the Arteta sexual and you just want him to stay because you think he looks good, you like him, and he wears Hugo Boss cologne, all that kind of stuff. If that's you, then that's you. But me personally, this is put up a shut up time, man. We watched it last year. He's put up a shut up this year. We watched it last year. We capitulated. If that doesn't piss him off and want to make him win something, then he needs to be moved on. Like I said, it's time. It is time. It is time for us to start winning stuff here, y'all. I mean, we threw away the cups last year. I mean, we threw them away. Failure. We don't have time for it this year. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I'm gonna be on his ass like white on rice. No pun intended with Declan. But I'm going to be on it this year. I'm telling you now. My foot will be on the throat. I told y'all last season we lost that title. I was gonna ride. I'm gonna ride. Because this is why I told you the signings, these are his signings. He wanted these signings. These are the players he's asked for. He's went down with a sheet of paper. This is what I want for Christmas. They gave him the list. Check. He's got the players.
Yeah.
Now, the philosophy. Now we want silverware.
Yeah.
It's time. It's time. Tony, at what point is the fan base going to say $700 million has been spent on this Arsenal team? And where's that's
huge, man.
That's big money, bro.
That's huge.
Look, over here in the States,
Mikel Arteta is the manager in this league, is the most backed manager in this league. See, let's check from top to bottom, which managers have been the most backed? Even Jurgen Klopp isn't backed in the transfer window the way that the owners of Arsenal Football Club have backed this manager. They've backed him with lots and lots of money. Yeah. See, in the whole seasons that Arteta has stayed in this football club, 700 million. See, I'm not talking of dollars, see, we're not talking dollars here. We're not talking euros. We're talking about 700 million pounds. Does that ring a bell to any of us, out here? See, there is no excuse. This season, Mikel Arteta has to bring in the goods. He has to bring in the goods. He has to bring in the goods. And you know what? And you know what? Matt Odom, See, actually, I forgive him for last season. I'll forgive Mikel Arteta for last season.
You guys see you
for the previous. No. See, I'll tell you after I talk. I forgive Mikel Arteta for last season, and that's down to two reasons why I will forgive him for last season. Number one, Arsenal Football Club was meant to bring in a defender, a central defender for Mikel Arteta last season. So when William Saliba, the best centre back as far as I'm concerned in this league, as far as I'm concerned, when he went on that injury hiatus, Arsenal never had anyone to come in there and replace this guy. And the football club never brought in a replacement. We had to go bring in Rob Holding from the depths of hell to come into that back four. And look at the calamity Arsenal Football Club.
Tony, Tony, I ain't
Eddie Nketiah was meant to be in the room. This is where I need that Eddie Nketiah. Oh, see, man, Matt, do you have that Eddie Nketiah sound down there in your room?
I'll have it right here with me. I'll have it right here with me now.
Please,
Tony,
people.
Tony, I'm gonna tell you. I'm not giving him a pass.
Eddie Nketiah was meant to be in the room.
He bought it. He gave him the contract. Tony, he gave him the contract. He gave him the contract. Hey, he gave him the contract. He gave him the contract. He's not. Arteta is not getting a pass from me. When we had in January, we had a chance to sort that thing out. I'm not giving him a pass. But I'm gonna tell you this right here. This season here, 700
I'm still
million.
not giving him a pass. I just said I forgive him.
No.
But this season he has to produce the goods because there's no excuse. Now we have top defenders down there. We have William Saliba signed back to the football club. We have to touch on that later on. We've brought in Timber, a good defender. We've brought in Declan Rice to help defensive duties also. Mop up our midfield is down there. The only problem now is a striker. I think, well, we have a midfield that's solid now. We have a defense that's solid now. So let's see if our strikers can bring in the goods this season. But right now, he has no excuse. You use £65 million to go get a Kai Havertz. For me, is a striker. Is a striker. If you're not bringing in a main striker into the football club and you're posting a £65 million fee for Kai Havertz, then he's coming in as a striker. So there's no excuse. This is his signing. This is his team. There is no excuse. You've gotten your midfield. No excuse, Mikel Arteta. We need the league next season.
Tony, this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say this. If he's not bringing in the striker, if he's not bringing in the striker, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say, and I mean this. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. If Arteta and Edu got
the house, guys, see it, Matt, yes, is in the see, guys, see. The elephant in the room is here, guys. Jess is in the chat, guys. The one you fear most is in the chat, guys. Jez is here. Let's see. This is what Jez is saying. Of course, I can't go down there, but I'll read what he's saying. He says, Amy Baba, yes, no more excuses. No more project youths. No more phases. It's step up or shut up and get out. Matt Odom, what do you say? Jess Collins in the building.
If this team does not buy a striker, if we're not buying a striker, shout out, Jess. What's going on, brother? If we're not buying a striker, then you know what I want the narrative to start being? Kai Havertz needs to be a 20-goal striker. If he's going to put him in striker, I'm going to demand he score 25, 30 goals. Well, man, that's unreasonable. Well, no, that's what you're playing him. If that's what y'all going to play him as, that's my expectation. And if he cannot do that, he needs to be sold and moved on. Get 45 million for him and move him on. We have $65 million could have been served much better. I honestly believe we need a 25 to 35 goal striker. We got to have a striker. We got to have one. I mean, this is. I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying to keep it clean today.
But wait, what about Gabriel Jesus? Yeah, because we've given this guy enough passes this season. See, I know it's first season at Arsenal. I clearly understand that. Yeah, but isn't it time for Gabriel Jesus to put the money where his mouth is?
It's been, Tony. Yeah, we knew this. Tony, historically, let's stop right here, y'all. Let's stop right here. This man has not scored more than 20 goals in his entire career. When I say I'm talking a season, not total. It's a season. He is not a 20-goal a season striker. He was not even on pace to be a 20-goal striker last year. What he provides is he provides the energy that can carry a team. We need the goals that can propel a team. That's what we need. We don't need energy. We need that combined with a striker that can propel us. We need a striker. And Nketiah is not the answer. I've been proven right on that. Where is the striker in this team? We don't have one. We don't have one. It ain't gonna be Mbappe. So throw that out y'all head. That ain't happening. I'm telling y'all that now. That's not happening. Look, I said that. Look, Tony. Look, Tony. Let me say this, Tony. Let me say this, Tony. Hold on, Tony. Let me say this. Let me say this. I sat there Friday because I started to call you Friday. I sat there Friday. I looked at the report that Chelsea was looking at putting in a bid for Dusan Vlahovic. See, why can't we put in a bid for a striker? You know, let me tell you the easy way through this Kai Havertz thing. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you the easy way to fix that. To fix that situation, you get a striker that can score because regardless of the fact you're scoring goals. See, what the biggest problem that Arsenal has had over the last several years, this is the one thing Arsenal does. They always forget the piece that they need to fix. They don't address that issue. And it shows itself up when we don't need it to show up. Somebody brought it up in the chat. What happens if Jesus goes down? Oh, well, Reece Nielsen going to come in and drop 20 goals? Reece Nielsen coming in and dropping? Martinelli going to score 30 goals next season? I mean, the proof is in the pudding. We need a 20-goal striker. Bottom line. Well, man, there's no 20 goals. You telling me the whole? You're telling me
yeah. A 20 goals, a 20-goal striker doesn't even show you anything in the league these days. See, we just the
only reason why I say 20, Tony. The only reason why I say 20. Tony,
Arsenal is a big football club. We need a striker who would come in here and score about 20, at least 25 goals, 26 goals, 27 goals. See, how about Arsenal being that football club where we need a striker to score us 30 goals in a season? Adam, how about that? How about that? We just addressed our midfield with Declan Rice, one of the most. See, man. I don't want to, go about this thing, yeah. So it doesn't look like it. Maybe I'm just blowing our trumpets, yeah. But Arsenal just signed a midfield stalwart in that midfield, yeah. We just brought in a player for £105 million. That's big money to spend to shore up your midfield. We still have Thomas Partey, who is an incredible player. I still do think Thomas Partey is a more better player, technically gifted, than Declan Rice. So we also adding another technically gifted player in that midfield. But what is all these blessings in midfield? What is all these blessings when we have William Saliba in the heart of our defense, who is our new number 2 and just resigned into the football club? That's our next topic. Yeah. And we brought in a Julian Timber from Ajax of Amsterdam. What good does that make when we don't have a prolific striker to get those balls into the net?
If you don't think, if the fan base thinks that soccer's gonna roll out there and score 40 goals next year, you are stone damn crazy. We got so lucky last year with him being healthy. We got so lucky. I don't know how he made the whole season without being hurt major. Let me say something, man. Let me say something. Arsenal need to go out there. I saw somebody allude to it, and I know he's not. It wouldn't happen theoretically, but back in the day, Arsenal would have went in there and put a massive bid down and said, Tottenham, y'all, we putting down money for Harry Kane. We need to start going after strikers that we know can score.
Bro, there is no shame. There is no shame. Chelsea is actually putting up a bid for Balogun.
Yeah.
See,
That was the other one I saw. That was the other one I saw. I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah. Yeah.
Going for Harry Kane. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't
Upset the apple cart. Upset the apple cart. Yeah. Upset the apple cart. We need a striker, man. We need a striker. Arteta is banking on a goal. He's banking on what I call the hope strategy. He's going, oh, well, I hope that Saka gives me 12. I hope that Martinelli gives me 9. I hope that this player gives me this goal. I hope Declan Rice comes in and contributes 7 goals here. I hope Kai Havertz comes in to give us 2 here. I hope this person does it. He's hoping instead of just saying, you know what? What did Man City do last summer? They said, screw it. We're going to pay the big time money. We need 30 to 40 goals from you. What did he do? He came in. He gave him 30 to 40 goals, gave him three treble. And what's that? You know, the hope strategy does not work. The hope strategy does not work. You know? I'm telling you, we've got to tighten up, man.
We don't have a striker. We don't have a goal poacher. We have Edin Keita as the second striker. It doesn't cut it. If you go in holistically into the market, go in and bring in. See, I don't want any excuses again next season, yeah, because I don't want Mikel Arteta to be in that position where I would say, oh well, they didn't give him a striker. That's what
no
I'm
excuses.
trying to.
Thank you, Tony. No, I don't want it.
I'm trying to get that excuse away. I need a striker. So if we're not producing next season, then we know. Then we say, okay, Mikel Arteta is the problem why we're not winning trophies, because you cannot be spending your team can't be worth £1 billion. Yeah? Arsenal's team is worth £1 billion, guys. £1 billion, and we don't have strikers. It doesn't cut it.
That's the same thing, Tony. That's the same thing as a plumber not having a ring.
I want a striker. I want a striker. I'm sorry. I want a striker. A political
Tony,
one. 30 goal striker.
Tony, with this team built the way it is, it would be the same thing as a plumber not having a pipe and a wrench. I mean, why would you have all of this and you don't have what you need to get over? This is what every year. This is what last year was. Well, we didn't have. We didn't go. We didn't do. I don't want to hear anything about this next year because the money's there. We know the money's there. The money's there. We've got it straight. We got Balogun is there. Balogun is there.
We have the money. We're rich.
Yeah, the money's there. 700 million people. We need a striker. We need to utilize Balogun, see what he can do. Ivan Toney for peanuts. He's out there. Well, man, he's got to serve a ban. Balogun can hold the fort till he gets here. I'm almost positive Balogun can hold the fort till he gets here. This year is the year of no excuse. This is the season of no excuse. This is on Arteta this year. And I'm telling you, I'm riding on this.
Okay, see, brother Matt. Brother Matt, yeah, okay, see, look at this scenario, yeah. We have a certain American in the house. See, the elephant in the room. Let's talk about it, yeah? The elephant in the room. Let's address this issue. We have a so-called American in this football club. The club has sent this guy on loan. He's teared up Ligue 1 last season, yeah? Up to nearly 21 goals last season. Yeah, in Ligue 1 for Nice last season. We've seen him in the internationals, donning a United States shirt, telling England, go away. I'm going to the USA. That alone shows you ambition. See, yeah, this guy had showed me that he has an ambition to be a top striker. Leaving those lots in England, saying I'm going to the USA. I want to win. I want to score. I want to be a prolific striker for a country. And then he turns and translates his ambitions into something different. And his scoring goes out there. Now, Arsenal is on the verge of considering a bid from Chelsea Football Club for one of the most coveted strikers I've seen in modern history of Arsenal Football Club. Balogun, yeah, for £50 million. My Odom, what do you say to this? Why can't we make use of this guy and send Nketiah on loan, put this guy as a second striker, and go bring in another striker? How about that?
Eddie Nketiah should be sold. He should be sold, and that money the money that's sold from that sale should be moved towards getting the striker. Balogun should be able to come in and at least try to see what he can do because that's his position. I don't hear this stuff about he played in France. I don't hear any of that stuff. About it's a farmers league. Well, Mbappe, Messi, and everybody else in between was still over there playing. So apparently something is going on over there. Let me tell you something. I don't care. I saw what I saw. The man scored goals. I saw what I saw with Eddie Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah could not score goals when we needed it. That's the bottom line. End of discussion. The proof is in the pudding. Let this man come over here. Now's the time. Let's see what this man can do. And if he can't do it, then move on. But I know one thing. We need a striker. We need a striker. We need a hold-up striker. We need a tank. We need an Ivan Toney in the mold of Ivan Toney. We need Ivan Toney.
Do you want Balogun to stay in this football club? Do you want Balogun to stay in this football club?
Absolutely.
Should he be running his skills at all?
Why would you not? Tony, why would you? We have got to get out of the habit of selling some of our best assets. We got skin up. We saw what happened when we sold Serge. We got skin up on that. And then Balogun turns around. He goes somewhere. We get skin up with this. The man is scoring goals. He's scoring goals for club. He's scoring goals for club. No. Balogun is exactly what we need in this team. We need him, and we need another striker. Why is it we got 95 midfielders? Where's the striker? And I told you, Eddie Nketiah ain't it, so I don't want to hear him. He's not an option. He's not an option for I'm concerned. No. And then hold on, Tony. I'm looking at Marty.
Let's take this. Let's take this to the right. Yeah. Okay.
I'll say Martin brought up a point.
Yeah, I'll wait for you, brother.
And he said that Lacazette was the second top scorer. But let's look at the system. Let's look at the system and the style of play that Arteta wants to play. Arteta, with the way he sets up this goal by committee thing, really makes it hard. What has to happen is he's got to buy a player, just like Pep. Put the money down. We know you can score the goal, or either bring in Balogun. I saw you scoring, and then say, bang, go out there and do what you do. Just score. Just look at the times. Just if we just had a striker, score goals. Everybody's running around. We hoping Martinelli go here. We hoping that Jesus does this. We hope that Saka does this. Odegaard, with a couple of goals, we hoping. It's the hope strategy. I told y'all this is the hope strategy. Let's just hope. The hope strategy. No, I need proof in the pudding. We need a striker.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, Balogun. I'm telling you, you drop Balogun. You drop Balogun over there at Real Madrid somewhere. And you watch what happens. I'm telling you. No. We got to stop
I'm
that.
serious. He's a genius. The guy is an assassin, man. I've seen this guy's move off the ball, yeah? This guy has one of the most epic moves. See, his off-ball antics, yeah, is one of the best. Technically gifted players. I used to see that guy in the under-21s, yeah? When he used to play in the youth team, for Arsenal. Always banging in goals. This guy is a natural goal scorer. A natural one. So I don't know why can Arsenal bring this guy into the fray? Look at Chelsea Football Club. They want him. They want to bring him to come play, to come score goals for him. And Arsenal want to give this guy away. And we're going to give him for cheap. In fact, this guy's an English player, but we want to throw him out for cheap. But we got Kai Havertz for almost 80% of...
for undefeated they pay for. I mean, it's ridiculous, Tony. This is why I said. This is why I told.
It's ridiculous because we have to go soon. Yeah, we just have about more 9 minutes. See, William Saliba signing a deal at the football club just this week. What do you say? He's our new number 2. Solidifies his legacy in that Arsenal back four as the stalwart of the star of the show in that 4-man defense. What do you have to say to that? Our new number 2, William Saliba. On the brighter side, my brother. On the brighter side,
brother. I got into it the other day with a fella in Gunner's chat. He's gonna sit up and say that Saliba wouldn't make it in an elite team in Europe. Brother, what have you been watching, my friend? The man is in the French national team. This man, I am so glad that we were able to get this man sold up, because I had been calling for the checkbook to be cut. And we have sewn him up. This is the type of player that, words can't describe how good he is. He's not world class just yet, but he ain't too far off the pace. I mean, he is exactly a center back that we've been looking for years, decades almost. A competent center back. Look how much better we look. Look how much better he looked when we had him as center back before he went out. You could also say that played a massive part in why we capitulated at the end of the year. So I mean, a lot of it, man. I mean, it's just a lot that I'm thankful for, that we got him sold up, man. And we got a couple of these other players with deals started out, man.
And of course, and see, Declan Rice has passed his medical at Arsenal Football Club. What's your take, my brother, man? Next week,
hey man, Declan Rice. Hey, I'm ready to see this. I'm ready to see him with the kit next week. I prefer to wake up tomorrow morning and see it no later than Wednesday, Tuesday. I've seen the dog already. I've seen the dog before I've seen Declan Rice, and I'm ready to see Declan Rice now, and I'm ready for him to get him in, and I'm excited, bro. Declan Rice, man, he's a good player, man. He's a good player. He's tall, he's big, he can tackle. I mean, if I had to take a player, it just say he looks old school Arsenal, that would be him. He looks like an old school Arsenal player. So I'm glad to have him in, man.
Yeah. So. Yeah, definitely. See, guys, we've come to the end of the show. See, guys who of course, in Matt Adams' channel and the Southern side, please make sure you subscribe to Tony Cloud Gunner TV, because we'll be doing lots of shows together. So make sure you subscribe to Tony Cloud Gunner TV. And of course, those of you who are here also, you can also subscribe to our brother and our friend of this show, Matt Adam, the Southern Gunner. Southern Gunner, please shout out your channel. Give us, a little bit of an end note, and tell us when I should be on your channel, when we should be doing this for the return match again.
Big up to everybody in the chat, man. Y'all kicking it today, man. Gary, I will try to make it tomorrow, my friend. But we getting closer. We getting close to the season start, so I'll be back soon. If I'm not on tomorrow. But today, in about just over almost 45 minutes or so, just under about 30 minutes, depending on how you take it. Me and brother Warren will be talking this afternoon. Warren's Teams Talk. So y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to him as well. We'll be Warren TV Talk. Yep. We'll be getting a little bit of you'll get to get to know the Southern Gunner. So we'll be talking about that. And also, Tony, is always great being on here. We'll be back soon. I think we may have a little bit more transfer business to talk. At least the good thing about it this time is that we're talking about it before the end of August, as opposed to to how we normally have to sit up all night. We'll be able to have the transfer deadline day to chill out and relax, unless something crazy happens. You can follow me at Southern Gunner here on YouTube. Shout out to everybody that's that watched us from over on my side of the channel. Make sure that y'all subscribe to Tony Clark Gunner TV. And brother, as always, man, I always enjoy chatting it up with you, man. Always.
Man, guys, see, go subscribe to the Southern Gunner. And those of you on the Southern Gunner side, please make sure you subscribe to my channel too. I really want to bring in Jez one of these days so that we could discuss transfer business too. I don't know. We have to get across to Jez Collins because we need him here. I don't know. Maybe on your channel or on my channel, anyone, we have to get Jez to come and, let's pick on Jez and see what he has up his sleeves about Arsenal.
We'll probably have
a window because we have to pick him as our guy.
Yeah, we'll probably have I'm sure we'll probably have a preseason chat beforehand, just to where we at going into the right before the season.
Yeah,
we're about almost a month away, man. So
a month away, guys. A month away. See ya, guys. Yeah, we've come to the end of the show. Thank you for joining us. Those of you who are from my Adam's channel, thank you for showing up today. Yeah, block the likes out there on this side. Make sure you subscribe on this side too. And guys, yeah, you have to catch me and him next week, man. Fire in the house. And of course, join us for our shows here next this coming week. Tomorrow I should be having something. I'll let you guys know on my socials. Big ups to you, Matt Adam. I hope to see you probably maybe next week. Maybe if you have an extra show in your channel, do let me know so we could come down there and shut it down. Big ups to everyone, and thank you very much. And
much love.
Are out. Love, guys.